Rain ends early on Thursday, then clouds to sunshine. Good Wednesday night, East Tennessee. David Aldrich, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center, where you can see all the rain, especially heavy west of I-75, west of Knoxville, where the bulk of the rain has already fallen in excess of 2 inches. Now, some of you in Newport, Cosby, Greenville, and Sevierville are going, 2 inches? What are you talking about? We've barely had much rain at all today. Well, it's really been the story of the haves and have-nots, but we think, I suspect, I kind of know what's coming up next. It's all going to fill in. All the rain down in Huntsville, Birmingham, Montgomery with some rumbles of thunder have to move in this direction. So we're going to get some rain. Notice the high wind warning for the Smokies. They've got ice storm warnings for 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of freezing rain. Oh, that's parts of Virginia and West Virginia. And in the pink, central Pennsylvania, 4 to 7 inches of snow. Is that all with a glaze of ice? That's in the offering. Winter storm warning for central Pennsylvania from the same system. This is the same system that dropped 27 tornadoes yesterday in the Deep South and 24 tornadoes today. That's a grand total of 51 if you're keeping score, thanks to our friends at the Storm Prediction Center who've been all over this. This has been keeping a watchful eye. In fact, the chance for tornadoes will increase tomorrow, but further east and south, into Florida, into southern Georgia, perhaps even into southern South Carolina. The yellow areas, Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, this scattered or slight risk for severe storms. Nothing going on here because we're going to see some that rain end pretty quickly tomorrow morning. But just to throw out for context, there's going to be a tornado risk tomorrow if you have family down in Jacksonville, Gainesville, 5% chance. Even Disney World Orlando could have a 2% chance for a tornado to occur there tomorrow. Now, the actual rainfall, what jumps out at me besides the 2.5 in Crossville is the nothing burger in La Follette. Well, that's because it's an automated system in Campbell County, and that automated system doesn't always report. It does everything else, but doesn't keep track of rain. It's kind of silly, but that's just what we're dealing with. I can suspect that Campbell County has received close to 1.5 inches to 2, much like Oak Ridge has had in excess of 2 and 2.2 there in Wartburg. McGee-Tyson, 0.81 in the last 24 hours, and we're going to add more to it. Lesser amounts for Sevierville and up toward Newport or Greenville. Now, the high wind warning runs until 7 a.m. Thursday. That's the golden areas for gusts around 75. Yeah, that's pretty strong. That's been modified by the National Weather Service. They've had 70. Now it's 75. But now it's moving out of the south, about 25 to 40 miles per hour till 7 a.m. and wind advisories for the foothills for gusts around 50. Southeast winds there, 15 to 30. So you're talking about some strong gusty winds that could cause some property damage, may take out power in the higher terrain. But those little green areas suggest a well over 20-25 sustained with only a 6-mile-an-hour wind in Knoxville. So it can really vary, and it is highly localized. Tracking the clouds, the thicker clouds are showing up as yellow. The thick clouds beneath that, maybe blue. But these are the cold cloud tops, and all these clouds are, in fact, very moisture-laden. So they're going to drop some rain in many cases. 50 degrees was our high temperature today. Normal high 51. I was expecting 53. We hit 53 in Oak Ridge. It was 52 Greenville and 54 in Oneida today. They got to 62 in Memphis and a pair of 5s in Nashville from earlier today, 51 in Chattanooga. Big picture shows all this rain coming up to the south and west. We'll continue to monitor that very closely. But the future rainfall does in fact show lesser amounts in places like Cocke County and Greene County, because they're downwind of that wind that's coming off the Smokies. So it has a drying effect where you might find another inch and a half in Wartburg. And that's why I said 1.5 to 3 inches, very likely with locally higher amounts, and there could be some exceptions to that rule, and that would be between Greenville, Newport, and maybe even Sevierville. Here's a different weather slide, as it were, future rainfall. Different models suggest lesser amounts in places like maybe Sevierville, but it shows maybe a 1/2 inch or more for Newport and Greenville and Morristown. So it really is going to fill in tonight, but it may not necessarily, certainly, rival what they had in Crossville or Oak Ridge today. So we look at the front, comes in like so. That's 11 o'clock. There's 12:45 in the morning, raining pretty steadily, and we're seeing the mix, the pink and the western, northwestern sections of Virginia and the eastern panhandle of West Virginia. 4 o'clock in the morning, most of the rain is beginning to taper off, should be gone by 7 a.m. for most. There's 7 a.m., maybe a passing shower between Sneedville and Morristown based on the placement of that little green speck there, but it moves away pretty quickly. And then the sun pops out for the balance of the day tomorrow, highs around 56 degrees. And then we say hello to winter weather, at least the chill, particularly in the mornings. Snowflakes will continue to fly across the Great Lakes. We're going to see more sunshine on Saturday with some scattered clouds that will develop, the cumulus clouds, but they will not produce what you might expect. It's just going to be a cold, sun-filled weekend for the most part. So for tonight, down to 47. Rainy at times with some downpours. Maybe even a few rumbles of thunder. Can't rule that out. Low temperatures tonight will either hold steady or rise a few degrees, but the low point, 47 Knoxville, 45 Morristown, about 41 for Wartburg. Thursday's high is 56. Rain ends early, clouds of sun, winds 5 to 15, gusting to 25. 25 mile an hour gusts tomorrow for the valley. 55 Morristown, 51 for Wartburg, and highs Jamestown, Crossville at 47. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. 48 on Friday, colder, also breezy. Gusts around 25 again on Friday. We're looking for a high on Saturday, 44, and we'll struggle to get to 41. On Sunday, even though the sun's out, 24 to start, frosty cold. We're about 24 again on Monday morning. But we're back in the upper 40s Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, so something to watch for sure. Keep track of it all using the Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. It's free. Go to the App Store or Google Play and just search 2 words, Captain Accurate. It'll show up at the App Store and Google Play. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.